All right, we're recording. So thanks everyone for joining. This is the first time that we've done an actual voice chat AMA. I know that you know I'm sure you've all seen that we've done some text AMAs. We did one with Tiku, we did one with Kudex last week, but this is the first time we're actually doing a voice chat one. So bear with us. I'm still learning a lot of this stuff as we go along, but happy to have Jacob here uh, for NFTs Realm to discuss the new project. Something I'm really excited about because who doesn't get hyped up about a KCC Marketplace for NFTs? It's something that I've seen mentioned everywhere, so it's great to have him here to give us some information on where they're at with the project. What will be available. And just a lot of other things. We did get several good user submitted questions, and so we'll try to get through as many of those as we can. Definitely got some Win Lambo. I took those out, so you're not going to get anything like that, and so we'll just stick to things that are project related. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing a lot about this. So I guess to get started, Jacob, just give us some background about you, your team. Um, what's your experience in the crypto space as far as projects go?
Yeah, cool. So my name is Jacob Sloan. I'm the founder of NFTs Realm, and we're actually, going to be a registered company here in Texas. I'm applied for the LLC, just waiting on the Secretary of State to accept the submission. But it should, go through. So we'll actually be a registered entity here in the United States. Um, as far as my crypto background with projects, etc., I've been a part of a lot of projects over on Binance Smart Chain. Um, I've helped more on the marketing side of things and just kind of partnership development. I never really created my own, project like this. I've tried to do a couple tokens, and that was more of a headache than it was worth.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I decided, let's do something that can provide long-term stability to not only myself and my team, but also to anybody using the platform. And that's what we're really trying to create, is something that can last. The issue with a lot of these tokens, obviously, it ran in the back of my head once KuCoin launched, the main net. I was like, oh, everyone's going to the gold rush for the tokens, right? But I wanted to provide a service to people instead, which is why we came up with this. It was originally going to be on Binance Smart Chain, but once we saw the opportunity to bring something brand new to a new blockchain, we had to take that opportunity. And not to mention the gas fees on KuCoin are, you can't beat them. Like it's pretty insane, and it gave us the ability to create $0 gas fees for minting and doing all this different stuff. So I think it was the right move as far as project development. Um, as far as kind of more of my background, I really started getting into crypto back in 2017, right before the big boom in November, December of 2017. And ever since there, I guess you could say I've been addicted to it. I saw my gains just moving 50% a day, and I was just like, this is the craziest thing in the world. And then I got a slap in the face of reality whenever it crashed 90% after that. But after that, it was a great learning experience, and I've just been all up in crypto. And what I do for a living really is trade crypto, trade stocks, um, and help create these kind of projects. So as far as my how much time I have to work on this, it's unlimited. This is my job. This is what I do full time. This is what I give all my energy to, which I think is really important. Whenever I invest in a project, or want to, I guess, yeah, just invest in a project, I want to know that the team is going to take the time to actually work on it. As far as whether it's marketing and promoting, or just working on the back end stuff, adding new functionalities, keeping people interested, kind of thing. That's really my specialty. Is I don't stop moving. So once we launch this thing, it's just going to be update after update after update after update. Like, we are not going to stand still. We're going to go get every single partnership that we can possibly get. right now we're currently, talking with basically all of the main tokens to, mint their NFTs on our platform. A lot of these tokens are starting to get into, metaverse games and like NFT games and stuff like that, but they didn't have anywhere to really, put their NFTs on a marketplace. So it's pretty exciting to a lot of people that were doing this. And I think it gives a lot of opportunity for growth for, the KuCoin community chain in general.
Oh yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah, it provides something new and exciting. And, I'm hoping that this can, help get some more people over to this chain as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's so even across multiple like a lot of chains, there's not a whole lot of marketplaces, just period. So I think that will be huge, and we've even dabbled in wanting to do some stuff for HaiKU Tools, um, but we were waiting on an NFT Marketplace just because it just was something that we would need to be able to implement for like our phase two of what we'd like to do. So it's something that it's hard not to get excited about, I think, especially if you're on KuCoin because NFTs are, all the rage right now. And so hopefully that does get some eyes because we definitely need it. We need, more projects, just period. And so hopefully that will cause people that are interested in NFTs to want to look it up. And then, if they were debating like, hey, I have a project that I want to launch, like, they'll consider KuCoin Community Chain. So yeah, I think it's going to be great exposure. And, I also think it's great that it's going to be full time for you because that is definitely something that you see a lot of projects run into. Um, and so it just everything moves so fast. And so if you don't have that dedication, especially when you're first starting something like that, I think because I know it's been a huge undertaking, I've talked about, it a couple times. Um, but it's great to see that you're so enthusiastic about it.
Yeah, no, I like, my girlfriend will tell you, and, she gets upset with me for how much time I spend, talking to people in the community and just really working on development. I mean, she understands that, this is super important to me, but it's just, it's crazy how much actual time I spend on this. Like, I went through the analytics in my phone for screen time, and it's like an average of at least 14 hours a day. And I'm
Oh
like,
man, that's yeah, that's
yeah,
yeah.
that's how it's gonna be for a while. I need to get this thing right, and I want to make sure that, not only is me and my team happy, but so are the people using the platform. The big thing that, I've noticed with a lot of these platforms is that the team doesn't interact with the community that much. It's
Yeah.
first, you can never talk to the CEO of one of these platforms. You can never, you know, input your ideas into this kind of stuff. Some platforms like OpenSea, they'll tell you can, but at the end of the day, there's, the big money who's really controlling that stuff. But
How many
I
people
just
do you have on
really,
your team?
so right now, as far as, wait, what did you say? How many?
Yeah, how many people?
So we got about 6 people actively working.
Okay.
That's got room to grow for sure. We have
Yeah.
3 developers on hand. Our head dev has about 10 years in blockchain experience. He's worked with multiple projects like Moonstar doing their smart contracts and stuff like that. And then we have a couple, really, really talented front end developers um, working with us as well. Like you just got to, they can do anything you want. You just got to tell them what to do, kind of thing. And it's amazing. And our team dynamic is pretty cool. We're an international team. We have 2 guys from the United States. We have a guy from Greece. We got people over in China. We got a couple people in Europe as well. It makes for hard, scheduling and,
That's what I was
hard.
gonna say. That's got to be difficult, especially that might explain the 14 hours. You
Yeah,
can't sleep.
exactly. I can't. But that's gonna be that's it's all right. We have a good structure with each other, and if one person's not online, somebody else can pull the weight. My project manager, he's actually a really great guy. His name's Bill. He's over from Greece. Me and him have been, working with each other, whether it's trying to start projects or just doing marketing for other already established projects for like, 5 months now. And, we talk every single day. So it's just kind of interesting to see how blockchain can bring people together like that. Like I would have never met any of these people on my team if I
Yeah.
wasn't, in this space. And it's a pretty cool experience. But yeah, so that's my team. They're all great guys. Everyone works hard. We all don't sleep, and this is most of our full-time job is this. We got a couple of devs, they help work on other projects too, but for the most part, my entire team is focused 100% on this.
Well, good. I mean, it sounds like they're pretty solid. I mean, the website so far, like what you've rolled out, I mean, it looks awesome. So, kudos to them for getting that created, and especially being flexible to to adjust as you need, because you definitely are very active in the community. I've seen in the Telegram group, like you take feedback, and you're constantly tweaking everything. So, uh, yeah, that's what you love to see. You love to see things happen fast and not, a week later. So, yeah, I mean, just keep it up.
Oh yeah, and one of the things, we were planning to launch this about a week ago, right? And that was kind of what our initial timeline was. But once we started running the tests and things like that, we realized that it was too basic for my tasting. Like I really wanted to make something special, and at that point, I didn't feel like we had anything special yet.
Yeah.
So I made the decision to hold off and get this 100% right. We're not in a rush. We want to do this strategically and correctly, in order to, we also wanted to include multiple more functions in our smart contract to allow things like game integration and stuff like that. Because
I
I
think
think
that's
that's,
smart.
yeah, I think it's absolutely necessary, especially where the NFT space is going. It's moving away from, not moving away. There's always going to be collectors for every kind of artist out there, right? Like I did a poll
Yeah.
in our community, that asked, multiple different questions as far as, what do you look for as a collector? And we had about, 42 people say different things, and it's pretty evenly spread out through the options, whether it's animated, cute art, hand drawn, conceptual, limited series, all this stuff. There's people out there to buy it. But as far as, these projects coming out, that have tokens, etc., they're getting more into the play to earn kind of NFT gaming space. So we wanted to make sure that that's something that can be available and integrated onto our marketplace.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's like, I know when you were trying to launch it last week, and a lot of issues that you kind of came across, and we discussed it. I think it's always a better idea to deliver like a full product and something that you're happy with, than just like push it right out the door.
Yeah, exactly. And as far as I know, there's nobody really else trying to do this. There's a couple NFT marketplaces out there where you can buy their collection, but there's nothing really even close to development where people can actually create and mint their own work. So I don't feel rushed doing this. Like you said, it's worth it to get everything 100% correct first.
Well, let me ask you this, because I know this is the question that everybody's waiting on. When when launch, sir?
When launch, I'm actually right now, my developer just pushed the final updates. So I'm actually talking with a couple of the artists that are going to be minting on our platform, and they're going to be putting up test work right now so that we can test the buys and sells. So I actually should have an update about an hour after this AMA is finished, once we do some vigorous testing. But
Cool. So it sounds
as
like you're on
what I'm
track
looking
for
at,
like this week.
yeah, no, this week for sure. I can say that with confidence, is it's this week. I don't want to give an exact day just because we want room to really test this thing. What I tell all the people who are on our testing team, it's about 20 of them. I tell them to try to break it. I want them to nitpick the heck out of it and really put some pressure on the marketplace to really try to break it so that we know what we need to upgrade.
Yeah, well, if they don't break it, someone else will. So
Exactly.
better to find out
Exactly.
now than to find out after you launch.
Yep. Yeah. When a bunch of people, have their money on the line, that's, we don't want to risk anything like that.
Yeah, very true. I know you've been pretty active, um, recruiting artists and projects and things like that. Do you have like an idea right now of how many will be, pretty much ready once you guys do launch?
Yeah. So once we launch, what I do, um, okay. So also just to give a little insight. So when we first launch, at the end of the day, everybody's going to be able to create. Anybody can become a creator. The thing is, about a week after launch, we're going to implement a system to become verified. Um,
Hmm.
Verified creators with a verified symbol on their profile and stuff like that. That way, you can know for sure that what you're buying is, unique and original work. Because that's really important, especially, people come in and they flood stuff, right? They'll go to OpenSea and they'll, screenshot a, well-known NFT and they'll try to sell it somewhere else, and that's not what we want to do. But I actually have 20 creators already. We have a separate group that we talk in, and they're all verified already through me. So those are the people that are testing the website, and we'll be uploading first, and those are the guys whose art's going to be on the website as soon as it launches. Um, but yeah, so as far as like a total amount of artists and stuff like that, I don't necessarily have a number for you, but I think we've got at least 60 to 70 different artists, and anywhere from 400 to 1,000 collectors.
Wow,
So I
that's
think
huge.
I think it's going to be a great mix, and I think it's going to do great things. And then obviously it markets itself a bit too, right? People start posting on their Twitters, hey, come check out my collection here at NFTs Realm. Other people, look what I just bought on NFTs Realm. They start telling other Telegram groups about it, stuff like that. It'll blow up pretty quickly, just from my experience in how organic growth works. And then we have plans, like I announced in my announcement channel the other day, that we're going to be sponsoring a stream by the streamer. His name is Zico. He does NFT giveaways and stuff like that. He's got a page with about 70,000, followers and stuff like that. He's a cool guy. He really likes our project, and he's going to be, promoting us a lot. He's going to be doing, I think, weekly videos for a couple months on us. And then we also have, partnerships with other people that, I'll wait to disclose. But we have some really cool things, coming out. And then Bit Kitties, I don't know if you saw those things. They're actually
Oh yeah, I've
planning
been
to,
paying attention. Yeah, they're pretty dope looking.
yeah, they're funny. Just basically these cute little, bit art cats that, they're going to be figuring out a way to implement, one of the first KCC NFT games. There's a couple projects out there that are trying to do that, like Kudos. Kudos is actually creating a metaverse kind of game. That's a couple months out in development, from my understanding. But I've been talking with them a lot, and we're going to be helping them develop that too, so that way it can easily integrate, with our platform. And then we got Crypto Kunks and COVID Kunks that we're in talks with integrating on our platform too. We just have the cool thing about KuCoin Community Chain right now is that it feels like I know almost everybody. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, it
like
is
it's
interesting because that's kind of how I feel like sometimes too. Because I always try to talk to every developer that for any projects we have listed on here. So it does feel like a very small world, and that it's real fun to be a part of because like you're helping build uh, something now with the idea of what it will look like in the future. And I know Alex just mentioned in chat that there's not a lot of users on KCC, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that is gives everyone an opportunity to focus on building something out so that when users do come in, which that's something that we all hope happens, that like we'll have things ready for those people versus like a brand new chain that everybody just rushes to, because that's definitely kind of what felt like happened with KCC initially, like, and that was what motivated us to release HaiKU Tools because there was just no place to keep track of these projects. And so I think you're building a great foundation for the future of uh, KCC, as well as, you know, something that even if you're not a KCC user, that, you know, it will spark your interest to where you want to come over to this chain.
Yeah, exactly. And then like we have, well, let me answer what Alex had said too. Let me address that. So yeah, I mean, there's not even near any amount, the same amount of users on KCC than there is on Binance Smart Chain. But the thing is, I was a huge, community member in Binance Smart Chain, and I literally could not wait to get out of there. That place, Binance Smart Chain, not to bash it or anything like that, but it's got a lot of FUD going around. The amount of scam projects out there for that chain is getting ridiculous. People are expecting they throw their money into something, it's an 80% chance to lose it all, and that's just, it's kind of gotten to the point where a lot of people are looking for something new. And I think KCC offers that. And then also it's very competitive with Ethereum because of the gas fees. Like if you go on OpenSea right now, the gas fees for NFTs are like $80. Like you can try to
Nuts.
buy a $30 NFT and you're going to pay 110, 120 bucks. Like it's just getting ridiculous. And the low gas fees, like under a penny for KuCoin Community Chain right now, that really sparked my interest, especially as an NFT creator and collector. And I think that creating this marketplace will bring in a lot of new people to this chain. At least that's my
Yeah.
goal. And then also I've actually been talking with a couple of the developers of KuCoin Community Chain. They're great people. They're working hard. I can tell you that for a fact. And we're trying to work together. I asked them, what would they like to see on our marketplace and stuff like that, and they've given us some pointers. So it's really cool to be able to talk to the actual developers of the chain themselves. They're all about the community. They want to help these projects grow. They just finished, their whole grant thing.
Hmm.
That's really cool to see. Also, they're trying and they're pushing it. They just need a bit more marketing, and I think that what me and them talked about was like this marketplace, could do wonders for the chain. So I'm pretty excited about it. I think that it'll help everybody really kind of discover KuCoin Community Chain. So I think it has a bright future, to be honest.
Yeah, and I totally agree. And I think one thing that I've seen across, you know, a lot of communities from releasing haiku is just there's always that question, and it's the question about, you know, when is marketing going to happen? When is marketing? And you know, right now, like the best form of marketing is to create something unique that's useful that people, you know, want to use, like what you're doing, and like that's the best form of marketing that they can get for that chain. So hopefully you know, I'm happy to hear that it's something that they support and that you're in communications with them. Um, so, you know, I hope they continue to support you as well as other new projects that pop up because it's growing pains of any kind of new chain. You know, most people I even talk to on Binance, like, yeah, they're not even aware necessarily of KCC yet, but with um, things like NFTs Realm and other things that are popping up, you know, it won't be that way forever. And so, um, yeah, I mean, it's exciting, and it's exciting to be still relatively early. I know it feels like it's been like a million years probably because you spent so much time working on it. But yeah, I mean, it's still relatively new. So I'm looking forward to it, and it's great that you've got so many people already on board, and you'll have a lot of things to offer when it does launch. So it won't be one of those marketplaces where it's just like, you know, two or three NFTs that just sit there and you know, it's a little depressing.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what we want to avoid, is just a still market, right? So
Yeah.
we're going to be implementing things. Also, well, yeah, I'll save that for maybe one of the community members had asked something about what I was about to answer. um,
So I know you're going to probably kill me about this, but I know this has been mentioned a lot in the Telegram group, and we did get some questions from community members. But plans for a coin. I know that's not something that's like number one on the radar, but you do have plans at some point, right?
Yeah, no. So it's technically not even on the roadmap right now. But we do have plans to make an NFTs Realm token that you can be able to buy and sell NFTs with the NFTs Realm token as well. We just really want to get the marketplace running perfectly first. Build a giant community around it. That way, we don't have a token that just the thing we want to avoid is creating a token early, not having enough people buying the token, and because of the token not doing well, the marketplace doesn't do well.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, PTSD from trying to launch that BSC coin. Yeah, no, I know how these tokens work, and the Win Moon, Win Lambo, kind of stuff is what we're trying to avoid right now. We really want to build a strong community of collectors, artists, creators, everybody minting and selling and trading their NFTs and stuff like that before we do a token. But we want to build a token that's decently stable, so that way somebody doesn't sell their art and the next day that money's worth half of what it was.
Which is
So we're
smart. I
really
mean, that's definitely an issue, and um, I think you're approaching it the right angle. Like you're trying to create the platform first. It's a lot of people probably think like, oh, it's going backwards, but um, I think for sustainability, you're going to need something that has legs that's going to keep that token price consistent. And so, yeah, I think you're really handling it the right way. Even though I know like that's always the first thing people want to know is, hey, when's the token going to come out? It's like, does
no,
it
yeah.
make sense?
Yeah, and also we want to be able to have funds to completely fund the LP with a decent amount of money in order to avoid people being able to manipulate it.
Yeah,
We want to like Rarible has, they have the Rari token. That token stays relatively stable. So what we would want to create is something that is relatively stable, and we have to do a lot of planning in order to make that happen. But there is plans for it. I'll be updating the community more probably about a few weeks out after launch about plans for that.
all right, well, great. So you hear that, people? You can quit asking about it. Um, so Alex, the use case for the token would be that you could trade it or use it to purchase NFTs on their marketplace. That would be, the major use case, right?
Yeah. And then, possibly we would implement some kind of staking and stuff like that. But that's, like I said, I'm just going to not say anything about it for now.
Yeah, yeah, it's ways down the road. So, um, be on the lookout for it, but it's not, it's not something that's going to be here, in a couple weeks. It's going to be something that's long-term goal.
Yep, exactly.
So, um, let's see what else, because I mean, you've covered a lot of the stuff that I was going to ask. I mean, I guess. So, what features, are you most excited about that you'll be offering?
Okay, that's a good question. So let me just kind of go through the list of features and just how the marketplace works in general. So when you go onto the website, it's going to pop up, the front page, where it'll have what we're going to have is a rotating 24-hour featured artwork on the front page. And that's whatever artwork has the most likes within that 24-hour period. But we have plans to change that because we want to really flood the front page with a bunch of art. But for starters, that's how it's going to be. Is the first the first thing you see is going to be the NFT with the most likes in that 24-hour period. And then we have our live auction showing as well on the front page, as well as top sellers and top buyers. So that way you can see who has the most sales, who's been who's the number one collector and stuff like that. Makes it a bit competitive. It also gives people a good idea of what's being bought and sold on the marketplace. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people, they'll come in and be like, well, I don't know who to buy from. And we don't want to tell them to buy, only the top collector stuff, right? So, but at first, that's how it's kind of structured. Is it'll show, the top sellers and the top buyers. But eventually, we're going to have, a daily leaderboard for that as well. So that way, people can gain more exposure. It's not just the rich get richer kind of scheme. And then
That's
also,
great. I know you've also mentioned that it's going to be kind of like Twitter-esque when you've kind of
yeah,
talked about it, like you'll have a page.
yeah. So again, at first, we want to roll this out. We're gonna, keep the messaging and subscription feature until we get the verified creator thing set up. Because what we're going to implement is only be able to subscribe or message to verified creators. Um, and that's kind of going to be the bonus for being verified creators, that you can receive messages, and you can also have people sign up for a subscription on your page. So also what we're going to do is upload it or update the profile page, kind of like you said, to be like Twitter, where you can post updates to your followers. Eventually we're going to have, a sign up sheet where you can enter your email if you want to. And that way you can get sent updates directly to your email about when the person you're following had posted something new. But they can post, a feed. They're going to have, like I said, a separate kind of database / page for anybody who subscribes to them. And that'll allow people to, the creator gets to set all that stuff. How much the subscription is, how long it lasts, what are the benefits of subscribing, stuff like that. But usually it'll probably be like, getting access to sales, 24 hours before everyone else, or getting access to creations 24 hours before everyone else, getting insights into them, videos of them actually creating the artwork, just cool stuff like that. There could be a lot of different things that could come with a subscription feature. At the end of every month, somebody does a giveaway of one of their, special rare NFTs to one of their subscribers, stuff like that. But also one of the more exciting features that I'm excited to see what people are going to do with it is whenever you create something, first of all, well, let me just go through the create page. So first you'll be able to choose whether you upload an image, an audio file, or a video file. And then below that, there's an option to click to attach a private file / unlockable content. So that's the feature that I'm really excited about, is the unlockable content. It basically allows creators to include something special for the people that are buying it. Whether that's a link to the PDF or to the, the downloadable file of it, whether it's, rights to, whatever. It could be a bunch of different things, but it allows people to, set something kind of secret and cool to incentivize people to buy, their NFTs. It's only viewable to the purchaser. So that's really my most what I'm looking forward to see how people really utilize that feature, and kind of the cool things that they'll include with it. And then also you'll be able to set a royalty percentage anywhere from 1% to 20%, and that'll be displayed on the marketplace. How much royalty on that certain NFT is and stuff like that.
That's cool. I mean, it sounds like you've got a lot of features planned. It's probably almost too long to list.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna take, it's gonna take a minute for people to really, get to know every single feature that's there. And then also, we have our find people, discover marketplace pages where you can, find people by popularity, by the most sales, least sales. You can sort them by who you're following, stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty cool. I'm actually looking at the webpage right now because we just did, push some more updates, and I'm actually just now even more excited because our developers did a great job implementing what I wanted them to do.
Hmm.
So this is looking very promising right now.
Well, great. Hey, you know what? That's awesome news. And like I said, this is a project that I'm looking forward uh, to see because I've been watching how it develops, but also for my own selfish reasons. So, yeah, it sounds awesome.
You want to drop any of your ideas for NFTs really quick?
No, I think I'm gonna keep some of those to myself just because you never know. And I mean, I have mentioned that. So one thing that we will be doing is, and we're working on this, but there will be like a HaiKU Tools mascot, and it will tie into the Golden Stocky Award that we do every month. And so that mascot will be, um, customized to kind of represent the community that wins that award every month. And obviously we've talked about selling them on NFTs Realm. So that's just one of the many, or one of the few things, I guess, that we've talked about. But we definitely have some cool ideas with NFTs and how we can kind of tie those into HaiKU and give users, um, some added functionality and just some kind of cool stuff. So we get a lot of questions too about, hey, when's a coin coming and when are you guys doing that? And it's definitely long term as well. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so NFTs will be here before that, but yeah, I think the ideas will be pretty cool because, or at least the mascot will be very cool. Ideas would definitely be really cool, but uh, a lot of our pixel art's all done in house, so um, we've got a guy who has worked on a lot of pixel art for video games and stuff like that, and so he's working on getting some of that stuff done. So just stay tuned is all I'll say. It's not going to be nearly, you know, that's probably in depth as some of the stuff that you'll see on NFTs Realm, but it's still something that I'm excited about.
Yeah, no, I'm actually really excited. Me and you have talked a bit about it. Um, the plans you have are great, and I think the community is going to love that too. Um,
Yeah, some are a little bit out there, but I still think people will enjoy them.
yeah, same, same.
I mean, if you're going to buy a NFT rock, why wouldn't you buy um, some of the crazy ideas that I've come up with? So we'll
Yeah.
see.
No, I'm.
Well, I mean, we've been talking. Is there anything else you want to talk about for the project, or do you want me to kind of dive into some of these user questions since I know we've got a few of them that are pretty long and just want to make sure we have enough time to get into them.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. You can go dive in.
All right. So you kind of talked about this already about uh, Kudos working on the Metaverse project and their marketplace, and you have mentioned like partnering up with them. Is there any, details or anything that you can provide that we can expect?
So I actually, if you go into their Telegram group, they have, kind of a sneak peek of two created NFTs that they're going to be, using. Um, I really like their ideas. They're these cool collectible cards. I think they're going to have the first round of them is going to be 80 of them, so they're going to be pretty rare, at least the first round. But as far as the development of kind of their marketplace on their website, where you'll be able to mint them and then transfer them over to our marketplace, we're actually just starting to, bounce ideas off of each other, and I'm sharing with them, all of the issues we had in the beginning, so that way they don't have to go through those same obstacles. So we're kind of trying to mainline that process for them and help them out as much as we can. I've been talking with them, me and one of the team members over there yesterday. We're having like a really long conversation for a couple hours, just kind of about everything, and we vibe really well. So I think that their project's really cool. I love the idea of a metaverse, and so yeah, I guess I'll just tell everybody to stay tuned for that. But that is in the works.
Yeah, I think that I'm excited about. So, we're doing an AMA with them tomorrow, and I'm one of those people that like I love their website UI, and so um, I think the project's really cool, and so I'm excited to see what they come out or come up with. And I've seen a little bit about the metaverse and all that kind of stuff. Almost looks a little bit like uh, what am I thinking of? The game's escaping me. I can't. I feel like I'm showing my
Decentraland,
age right now. What'd you say? Say it again.
Decentraland.
Yeah, that might be it. I was
like an open world kind of thing.
yeah. And so I was just saying that, or Minecraft or something like that. It looks
Yeah,
like, you know,
Minecraft too. Yeah, no, I saw that. I know exactly what picture you're talking about.
yeah. First time I saw it, I did a double take. So I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, it's something that I'm excited about too, and it's definitely going to be cool to see what creative things uh, both teams come up with because I definitely think that they're pretty creative. So that is something to definitely look forward to.
Oh yeah.
So another question I got, um, will you be hosting more events and competitions besides the mascot contest?
Yeah, so actually, and then as far as the mascot contest goes, we're probably going to be wrapping that up, um, within probably 48 hours. Um,
Okay.
a lot of people, they got me thinking, man. A lot of people submitted stuff, whether it was to me personally. I got a few submissions that were like, personal submissions on Telegram, um, just for rendering issues on Twitter and stuff like that. They sent them to me, but what was I going to say? Yeah, a lot of people got me thinking about you know putting some of those mascots in our logo too. So that's something I have to bring to the team and see what they think about that. But as far as more competitions go in the future, yeah, I mean we're going to be hosting probably some kind of weekly competition to keep everybody engaged. Whether that's a giveaway or like a meme contest or whatever it is. But yeah, I think that contests are a great way not only to give back to the community but to keep people engaged as well.
Okay. Well, cool. It's definitely something to look forward to then. I think it's great that you're working with the community to create your mascot and things like that because it's always nice to have a little bit of a community touch on that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
All right, so next one. I know you've already talked about a lot of the functionalities that will be on launch, but are there any future ones that you'd like to see rolled out, down the line that you're already kind of thinking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
So this next question is about functionalities of the platform, and I know you've
Okay.
talked a lot about the current ones that exist, but are there any future ones on the roadmap that you'd really like to see get implemented?
Oh yeah. So one of our big plans is actually right now we're working with the big kitties people to actually maybe even launch their NFT game directly onto our website as kind of like a separate extension of NFTs Realm. You know what I was thinking, um, which I think would be awesome, would be I used to play on this website called MiniClip when I was a kid, and it had just hundreds and hundreds of these arcade games on the website that you could play and whatever. So I think something that would be really cool is to implement kind of a page just full of games that are compatible with different NFTs, whether we create them ourselves or we work with a project to create them. So that's something that is more long term, as that takes a lot of development, but that is something that we're thinking about. And also, the subscription functionality and message functionality are going to be released later on as well. Um, so yeah, I mean, we have plans for new things, and if we're hugely community driven, right? Just like the chain itself. So anybody who has any kind of ideas, they'll be heard. We'll take a deep look at anybody who has any kind of suggestions, ideas, or input on what they want to see.
Well, that's great, and like, um, yeah, I feel like a lot of communities are really putting that community and community chain as far as things go, which I like kind of like the mascot. I always think all that stuff's kind of great because it doesn't feel like it's like a dictatorship. It feels like um, people want to buy in because they want to see their ideas also be successful.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think that's definitely um, cool to see. And I know I've said this a couple times, but like you're very active and you're very responsive as far as your Telegram community and taking their feedback. So I look forward to continue to see that.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I think that I I don't see the point in not letting people voice their opinions. I think
Yeah.
in order for a project to be successful, you have to take kind of a consensus of the people who are investing in not only your project but in you. You know, um,
Hmm.
and it's nice. People want to be heard, right? And
Hmm.
it's nice when a project actually listens, and that's what we really want to focus on. Is like I said, we're completely focused on the community from our marketplace to our interactions with everybody. So yeah, I mean we'll take basically into consideration. We don't believe anything's a stupid idea. We may not be able to implement certain things, but we'd be glad to listen.
Yeah, no, that's a good point that people want to be heard, even if something's not possible. At least you're willing to take time out of your crazy busy schedule right now to listen to that kind of stuff. And I always say, um, people invest in some of these tokens and they invest in projects when they start seeing like them mooning and like crazy percentages and stuff like that. But they don't they turn from like flippers and traders who want to catch that wave to actual investors when they see um, a community and they see leadership and they see transparent devs and things like that. And I think that's something that you're definitely checking all the boxes on. And so um, I think you'll be pretty successful on that front because um, people probably pop in your Telegram to see what's going on and they want to stay around because of the community and how active you are.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So here's one that's kind of a little bit in the hot seat. Um, uh, Hot seat question. I'm going to boil it down. It was about a paragraph, but I'm going to boil it down to something that is pretty much what they're asking. Basically, why should they invest in this project? Why? What makes you the go-to guy for something like this? And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So I mean, as far as investing into the project, um, why why do it, right? So kind of what the whole point of NFTs are, is to own something unique, right? And to be a part of something that's unique and also grows in value. Um, NFTs Realm, like I've said, I've got 20 professional creators. Some of them have done over $750,000 in sales. Some of them have done a couple $100 in sales. We are a place for everybody to come and mint their work, create, buy, sell, trade, collect. um, and what really puts us aside from any of these other marketplace that launches is our activeness in the community and our willingness to grow and our willingness to listen to people. And like I was just mentioning, it's really hard to find communities where the team listens, and that's what we are all about, is taking suggestion. If you have an idea, we want to hear it. And we're completely transparent on everything we do. If there's a problem, we'll say it. If
Yeah.
we're not sitting here trying to hide anything from anybody. So I think that as far as why invest in the project, really it's kind of up to you, but I would recommend just coming into the community, watching how we interact with each other, watching how hard my team works on a daily basis, and then make that decision for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, yep. Everyone needs to do their own research, with any of this kind of stuff. And yeah, I definitely always echo that sentiment. But no, I mean, yeah, I would definitely say, check it out, see what he's doing for the person that asked that question. Um, and just see if you like the vibe and everything. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised because he is, uh, you know, working really hard, and he's been working really hard for weeks, and so he's got a lot of dedication to making sure this is successful. So, um, yeah, I would just say check it out to that person.
Yeah. And I mean, as far as, why me personally, just kind of like I was saying, like, this is my full-time job. If I want to make a living, if I want to make rent, if I want to be able to put food on the table, this has to be successful. Like I am putting, my father always told me don't put all my eggs in one basket. Well, I'm putting, you know, 11 out of 12 eggs in this basket. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
that poor one egg that you're leaving out.
But I mean, no, but seriously, like I am 100% dedicated to this project and this project only. And I, eat, sleep, drink, shit NFTs realm. Like it is on my mind 24/7, constantly writing in my little notebook. I have my little black book, future ideas, plans for marketing, strategies in order to, grow the community, stuff like that. So, as far as why me personally, um, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I am extremely dedicated. And when something goes wrong, I don't just curl up. I find the solution, no matter kind of what that costs me.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to give up on the project.
And
And
right
I'm
now,
really
I
going
mean,
to.
if I'm not mistaken, I mean, since you don't have a coin or anything like that, you're self-funding this project.
Oh yeah, 100%. I won't give out exactly how much money we've spent, but it's, it's a decent amount of money. It's a little more than I was comfortable doing, but it was necessary in order to develop this stuff. So, it is what it is. And like I said, I have 100% trust in this marketplace to succeed. My team is great. We have, a couple marketing experts that are going to be implementing kind of their marketing strategies as soon as we launch. And then my main, I guess, skill is really developing communities and partnerships with other people, and the business structure and stuff like that. Like we have lawyers already. We have a team of lawyers. We have a team of financial advisors. Like we have a real business being created. It's not just your normal project. Like this is going to be a long-term business. So
Well, yeah, and especially if you're self-funding, I mean, that you have a lot of skin in the game. So,
oh yeah,
like
no, I'm not going to turn a profit
if
for one.
anyone wants to question dedication, it doesn't get much more dedicated than that.
Yeah. And I'm actually more
So
focused on one of the more important things to me is my reputation, right? So
yeah,
I put myself out there. I've doxed myself. People know who I am. I'm trying to get the community to trust me, and build my trust with the community as well. But yeah, I'm not going to sleep until this thing succeeds.
well, hopefully you do at some point.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we might have to upload you as an NFT.
Yeah. I'll be
So
like an
here's a
AI.
question from a future artist that wants to use NFTs Realm. Um, he'd like to know, or she'd like to know, uh, what plans do you have to ensure exposure for everyone, not just top creators? And I know you've talked about this a little bit, but for that person, can you just kind of, re-elaborate?
Yeah, for sure. So, we want to make sure that everybody has a fair shot at selling their art, right? We don't want this to become one of those marketplaces where only the top 5 people are making money constantly. We want everybody to, sell their stuff. We want people to be successful on this platform so that they keep using it. And hopefully, they take some of those revenues from the sales and they buy a couple NFTs as well and grow the community.
Yeah.
But as far as plans for that, so like I said, we'll have like a rolling leaderboard in the future, that shows, newly minted creations. You can sort by new artists, different things that will allow people to find these new creators and not just have them buried on the platform. Um, Also, we work a lot with, so far I've talked to, like I said, almost 100 different artists. And, like I said, it's a wide spectrum. Some of them are, new artists, and some are, um, some are established, like really, really established. But, also what I would recommend to any new artist is once we, integrate the parameters for verification to become a verified creator, submit that, even if you only have a few pieces of art, we'll look really deep and really hard. Oh my God, my voice cracked. And really hard at, those submissions. And if we like what you're doing and we see that you're, creating something unique and, personal to you, we'll verify you. And then just that verification alone, will bring investors to you as well. So like I said, nobody's going to get buried on this platform. We're going to do a lot of promotions on new artists on our Twitter and in our Telegram, and on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that too. So,
Well, cool. That is, I know that's probably always a concern with smaller artists, and like you said, they don't have a lot of pieces. That's like, how do I not get lost in the shuffle? So it's nice that you're thinking about everyone in the big picture, not just like, these huge projects or these huge, uh, names that people are aware of. You're trying to give everyone a piece of the pie.
exactly.
Can you elaborate some more on your plans to have a special line of lottery punks on the marketplace?
Oh yeah, that's exciting to talk about. So essentially, we'll have an official NFTs Realm line of lottery punks, and I'm actually working with one of the creators. I'll shout him out. War NFTs, Warfare. He created those. He's going to be minting a lot of war punks that are kind of these 3D animated Terminator looking robots that I'm actually kind of already obsessed with, and I'm going to be buying a couple myself. But me and him have been talking for weeks now about this idea for the lottery punks, and he's going to help me create that. So essentially, the way it's going to work is, there's going to be probably about 5,000 of them that we're going to list for sale. And if you buy one of the lottery punks, it automatically puts you into a weekly drawing to win a special, NFT, um, and also possibly some cash as well, like straight KuCoin also. So you'll get the special edition NFT with an unlockable content link to a wallet that has some KCS in it.
That's pretty cool. It's a really unique idea.
Oh yeah, so I think, and that's why I really love that unlockable content. It just leaves so much opportunity for these cool kind of ideas. But yeah, they'll be sold probably like really cheap, like like 10, 20, maybe $30 max each. Um, and if you buy one and you hold it, you get put into the running every single week for life, like as long as you're holding it. So and if you win the lottery, cool, and you can actually go sell your lottery punk on the marketplace or just keep collecting them.
Well, cool. That's definitely something exciting to look forward to. Not something I think I ever would have thought of, but hey, you know what? You guys definitely have, and so that's an interesting spin on it. And I have seen a little bit, or at least I've seen some. Have you posted some of these the war punk like artwork or any?
Yeah, so it was
Yeah,
actually like the first thing we posted in our announcement channel, or maybe the
that's what I
third.
thought.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, that's what I thought. So I've seen it, and yeah, they look really cool. And it's nice to just not see the same old punk routine. It's a different, completely different aesthetics, completely different style, and it's just very unique.
yeah. No, I really like his work. He's going to be putting out, I think, maybe 100 or 111 of them, I believe. Probably at around $40 a piece. So they're going to be decently rare and definitely unique. So we're pretty excited to be working with him.
All right, well, cool. I think that really about does it for like unique user questions. And I know you've actually already gone through some of these other ones we had, so I'm going to kind of skip them. But is there anything else that you want to discuss that you think I've missed, or just anything else that you just kind of want to add on to?
Well, I mean, one thing that I had mentioned in my, in our Telegram chat the other day was, and that's what I mentioned earlier in this chat as well was, if you're an artist and if you're new, and this kind of touches on that last question we were talking about also, Don't be afraid to, put your stuff on the platform. If you want, you can go into the Telegram chat, scroll up a bit, or go into the announcement channel and check the poll. Like, no matter what kind of art that you make, there's a market for it. Like, somebody will like your art if it's unique. If you put the time into it, you can become a successful NFT artist. So yeah, I mean, I just want to give some hope out there. Our main focus is this marketplace to have people not only find unique art, but also resell their stuff, because at the end of the day, the marketplaces that succeed are the ones that have the volume to be for people to be able to flip their NFTs, right? Like, that's part of the game as well. So we're really focused on making this community one of the largest communities on KuCoin Community Chain, which will allow for a lot of volume on the marketplace itself.
Yeah, well, I think that's really cool. That, like, and I know I've said this a couple times, but I just can't reiterate that enough. That it's really great to hear. And I'm not a very good artist, so you won't really be seeing anything that I do unless you like MS Paint drawings. But for people out there that are worried about it, hopefully that alleviates some of the concern that you might have, and just know that he's gonna. All right, Claxon. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I feel like I make a lot of art for HaiKU that we never end up using, and it takes me like a day, and then I look at it and I'm like, oh, this is terrible, and I just have to trash it. So maybe one day I'll release all the artwork that I created that we never used. People can have a rare, rare piece.
Rare
But
HaiKU Tools NFTs.
yeah, really rare and really not good looking. So if that's, I don't know if there's a market out there for you, but after all this, I'm fingers crossed. I know I mentioned to you I wasn't going to do this, but I think I have time, so I think we still will. But I'm going to do, this wouldn't be um, a HaiKU AMA if I didn't have like some silly questions to ask you,
Yeah, do it. I'm
and
down.
it wouldn't be a fun voice chat. I always like to put spin on things, um, just because I'm an interesting guy and I like to, I'm a little bit silly, and so this is gonna be rapid fire. I've got 10 questions. We're gonna try to get through as many of these as we can in 60 seconds. None of these are too technical. Um, but it just I think will give us a little bit of feedback about who you are.
All
So
right.
I'm going to start the clock in 3, 2, 1. First thing that comes to mind when you hear NFT.
NFTs Realm.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Technically, yes.
What continent is Burkina Faso on?
Have no clue.
All right, skip. Scariest movie you've ever seen?
Uh, Conjuring.
Favorite NFT that you own?
Favorite NFT that I own? Ooh, that's tough. Probably this one by a creator named Sultan on NFTB. It's like a 2-minute long, audio file and animation.
That's pretty cool. Third most DGen coin you've ever bought?
Third most DGen coin?
Yeah.
Probably this one called Bash Tank, Baby Shark Tank. It went like 100x in 5 days and like really got me started in Binance Smart Chain. And then they rugged it.
What Pokemon would you be? And I think that's the last one.
Pokemon. Ooh, I was actually playing Pokemon Go on my phone the other day. Dragonite.
All right. Well, hey, that wraps up my quick fire round of 60 seconds. Hopefully people enjoyed that. And Burkina Faso is in Africa. It's we get a lot of views from there. That's why I always like to ask people that, because I was unfamiliar with it. And so, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, for sure. I'll
But
remember that now. I won't ever forget that.
yeah, well, hey, if you're if from Burkina Faso and you're listening to this, we appreciate your repeated views. So thank you for that. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for me. I'm going to open the voice chat so that People can ask you questions if you want to hang out for a little bit longer. I'll actually probably have to hop off in a little bit because I have a work call I gotta hop on. But thanks for your time. And as always, it's a pleasure talking to you. I know that I've had a couple voice chats in here, not really related that you've hopped on, and it's been great to get to know you and get to know NFTs Realm, like the project. And so I appreciate it. And thanks for being the guinea pig for our first voice AMA.
Yeah, no, I appreciate HaiKU Tools a lot. You guys have a great platform that I basically go on your website like every single day. So I
Hey, well,
appreciate
that's why we created it. And we're trying to constantly add tools that will make people uh, that, say you've already voted for the day, but you'll want to come back and check it out. So, hey, we appreciate all the support and everything. So, thanks for using it.
Yeah, of course.
So, all right, well, I'm going to stop recording. It's hard to believe that it's been an hour and 5 minutes, but it's been a lot of fun. It went by really fast.
Yeah, I did. Well, thank you again.
All right.